have such a queen for our next incredible, our final speaker. A beautiful queen of such presence, of such beauty. It has been a joy to watch her unfold in the container of our time together these last 6 months. I am so touched by this woman's wisdom and the depth of where it comes from. I am so excited to introduce to you our final speaker of this amazing event. Let's all give it up for Rena Majeed.
Yeah, Rena! Thank you, Rena.
Love it, Rena.
As a society, we're given this map that we're told that when we achieve certain things on this map, that we're finally going to have the inner peace and the happiness that we've been searching for. And in the 1980s, in the mid 1980s, when I was 22 years old, I was doing really great on this map already. I had the great husband. We had a great apartment just near Times Square. We had a great life. And I had this amazing job where I was climbing the corporate ladder and being prepared and groomed for success. I was doing really well on society's map. But one night, when I was in the kitchen making dinner, as I was cutting up some vegetables, something in me, my awareness, looked up this ladder I had been climbing. And I saw myself up there. I had made it to the top and I was successful. But as I looked closer, I realized that something was not right. And I saw that I was not happy and that actually my soul felt empty. And in that moment, I realized that whatever I achieved there was not going to feel fulfilling for me and was going to basically that it was I was climbing the wrong ladder. I ended up quitting that job and started this 25 years search to find what would help me feel fulfilled and happy and have a life that felt meaningful to me. I didn't know where to start. Society doesn't give us a second map, not that I knew of. But I started and I began with I did some modeling and then I took some acting classes and then I took a lot of arts and crafts. I guess I was hoping that it would spark some kind of creative instinct in me, but that didn't happen. And this meaninglessness started to kind of, form in me. And then I thought, oh, volunteering, that should do it. So I started volunteering a lot. And, even though that felt really good and it was great to give back and be of service, it didn't solve the problem, the issue. At that time, these deeper questions started kind of rising up in me. Questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? And do I have a purpose? They just kept coming. And reflecting on it later, I realized that what was happening that I didn't know at the time was that I was going through an existential crisis, a crisis of meaning and purpose. People usually go through that in their 50s and 60s, but for whatever reason, it was happening to me now. And that, catapulted me into searching in the spiritual realm. And so for the next 12 years, I just dove into all of the books and courses and workshops and the different teachings, all of the spiritual teachings. And it started to help. I started to, evolve and grow. But at the same time, I started to, as I was learning like my deeper value and worth, I started to realize that I had been in this major denial in my relationship and that things were not going to change. And so I knew I needed to leave. But I was so attached to him emotionally, an enmeshment, that I didn't know how to. It was too painful. Some nights when he had gone to bed, I would find myself laying on the cold bathroom floor, just curled up in a ball and rocking and crying and praying for help. I didn't know what was happening to me. Eventually, it took me some years, but eventually I found the strength to leave the marriage. And then I continued my search. So for the 12 years after that, I delved into the realm of relationships. I had 2 other relationships. And I also had gone to this spiritual journey to India for 10 months. Again, looking for the answers, still having this, what was now becoming this hole in my soul, it felt like, that nothing would fill. And it was frankly scaring me because nothing seemed to be filling it. And so but at the same time, I started having this vision of this amazing woman who I knew lived inside of me, a queen. She had this gentleness and kindness about her, but there was also this inner strength and resilience. And she had a presence and this peace that shone from her eyes as she walked in the world. I knew I had to free her. And that I realized I had looked everywhere already. And the only place that was left to look was within myself. I mean, to do the really deep work, the work that I had been running from, the things we don't want to feel, the deep wounds and traumas. Like, who wants to feel that? So I had avoided them. But I realized, that was the next step. And so for the next 8 years, I stayed out of relationships. And I started to do this deep excavation, going deep into myself and meeting those wounds and being with them, and ending up healing them finally. And that was what started to heal this hole in my soul, this meaningless, this emptiness. And it got replaced with this inner peace and this kind of stillness that is in me now every day, regardless of the challenges in life. It's always there. My life, let me say my story, has a very happy ending. I freed the queen. And even though I am still growing into her, she lives in me now, free, every day, sovereign, free in mind, body, soul, and spirit. As human beings, there's this inner suffering that we all have, this sense that we are at base, that we are alone and separate. But my monkhood journey showed me that I could never be alone because I am always with me. And that in our deepest, darkest moments, like the bathroom floor, that we're never separate from source. If you saw yourself or your struggles in anything that I shared, I want to say to you that you don't have to spend 25 years searching. There is a much more direct path. And that wherever you are right now, peace and freedom are right there. And when we go looking out there somewhere to find happiness, that happiness is not permanent, it's just temporary. But I have found that there is this place inside of me that is eternally at peace. And when we find that place, when you find that place, you find everything that you're truly looking for. I feel so grateful now that I get to help other women and support them in their journey to inner freedom and inner liberation. In closing, I want to say that there is a sovereign queen that lives inside you as well. She's just waiting for you to turn around and see her and free her and come back home to her and be with her. I hope you don't keep her waiting too long.
Wow. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was
So beautiful, Rena. Wow.
beautiful. That was gorgeous, Rena.
So gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I want to invite who would love to come forward to celebrate Rena.
Okay, I would like
Jumping
to
in.
celebrate.
I Freed the Queen gave me life. That was so beautiful. Rena, you have such a regal presence, but words dripped off your tongue like pure gold. So sweet, such a beautiful story, and so inspiring for all of us to seek for that queen that lives in us to just unleash her. Thank you so much for this beautiful share.
Oh,
Thank you, Bernadette.
oh, Rena, you exude what you speak of. You exude what you speak of, your grace, the beauty, the deep well of peace within, right? And to speak from that place. Again, it's like the content, but it's the content plus the essence, and you exude that. It was so beautiful. Just listening to you is a transmission of that reminder of the queen that lives in all of us, and what it feels like to be living aware of living as the queen. And you're just absolutely beautiful. I know I just want to celebrate also the journey that you have been on the last 6 months, being witness to you in your journey, this unfolding for you, this like claiming of the message, deepening even more fully the way that you reside in yourself in this incredibly beautiful sovereign place has been so gorgeous to witness the alchemy of a message being born, and how that just further has a woman radiate. You are that, and you're just gorgeous. Thank you so much for this beautiful, just life-giving, as Bernadette said, essential wisdom. Thank you. Let's give her a huge round of applause.
Yes.